Hello friends, Tanya here for Trinity Stamps, and today I'm going to make an angel bauble shaker. I'm pulling out the large ornament shaker die. This just came out this month, and it has this outline for a shaker, pine boughs, and a topper, and a little bow. I've cut out the frame and the boughs and the topper and the little red piece, also the little bow. Sorry, I did cut it out of red later. And I went in my stash and found a circle die that would fit for the acetate that I need to create a shaker and for a backer for this bauble. Now the outer measurement of this frame is about 3 1/4 inches, and I found a die that is a 3 3/16 inch circle, and that's what I used. You can use whatever you find in your stash. I'm also using the double-sided foam strips here, and I am finding that these are the perfect width to fit behind this shaker frame. I love them. I need to have a bunch in my stash. They butt up nicely against each other. And if you take both sides of the adhesive off, they will curve very nicely around your ornament. And this will butt up against the edge. Now I do use some liquid adhesive on mine when I am adhering it to my finished product. That's so I have a little wiggle room. And as you may have seen, I used some liquid glue to adhere the acetate to the frame. So that acetate is sandwiched between the shaker frame and our foam strips. Next, I'm going to add some shaker bits. And this is the Gold Star shaker bits. And I just add a pile of them in there. And I have some white snowflakes from my stash. I know that Trinity carries some white snowflakes, and I will link those in the description box below. I just don't happen to have them. And then we're also going to take some sequins. This is the Seashore, and they're kind of a muted gold, or not as, they have another tone of gold to them. And I did use some shimmery gold cardstock to cut out the backer and the frame for this bauble. Now I'm adding more of that adhesive after I've filled our shaker well with lots of shaker bits. And I'll put this right on the back and make sure that it's all lined up nicely and get rid of any extra adhesive. And I'm going to use my heavyweight acrylic block to add some pressure so it adheres nicely and solidly. Here you can see that shaker action. I did die cut the topper for this bauble from some mirror gold cardstock, and I'm adhering that to the top in the conveniently placed little extra tab. And this beautiful pine bough die cuts, they were created using green cardstock that I spritzed with fresh balsam and Wicked Elixir Distress Mica stains. They are gorgeous. I will continue to use them all the time. And this is red cardstock that was spritzed with the Tart Cranberry Distress Mica stain and die cut with the bow die. And I'll adhere that with that little short piece of pine bough. Now my fingers stick to it and it pulls off, so I'm going to use my tweezer to help that. I've taken a piece of gold thread and I threaded that through the loop in the top of the ornament topper. Lots of top there. And I'm tying a knot near the loop on the ornament topper, just because I don't want this to slide around in this loop. And then I will tie a knot at the top of this thread. And this is so it can be hung from a tree or from a gift as a gift tag or a decor element. And then I decided I wanted to add a image to the front. And I took this beautiful sweet angel and I stamped that, colored it with Copic colors. And now I'm adding some extra sparkle. I actually had stamped over this image again after I had colored it and then heat embossed it with clear embossing powder. And now I have some Sparkle Noir Sparkles pen, and you can use whatever you want to add a little extra shimmer, but I thought she needed some shimmer on her wings and on her, well, pretty much everything. And so then I took my coordinating die that comes with, or that you can purchase with, the Sweet Angel die set, stamp and die set. Now I don't want to use the entire image. I am going to just cut off part of it, and I thought about using this die, but since it cuts 2 circle edges, I only wanted one of them. I decided to just line it up where I wanted it on the ornament and adhere it, and I decided to use the foam strips because I wanted a little extra dimension there. I don't know why, I just did. I think it really looks good in the long run. And so I'm using the foam strips to just add a little bit behind our angel. And then I'm going to add, of course, some extra adhesive on the back so I have some room to wiggle it and get that placed just perfectly. And I end up taking the ornament upside down and tacking it down. Well, we see how well that worked. And then I wiggle it a little bit. I did want enough of the shaker to show that you could actually see all of the little bits that I put in the bauble. And I just trimmed off the portion that I decided not to keep. I did not ultimately put a sentiment on this, but I decided I wanted a little tiny gold star in the center of that bow. So I opened up the gold star mix again and got a large star and put that in the center of the bow. Look at all that shaker action. I love this shaker mix. You could even use like glass slipper instead of the snowflakes. There's lots of things you could use. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think she turned out adorable. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please take a moment to do that now. And if you're interested in any of the products that I used today, check that description box below. Until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.